live.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to Character Sculpting Live. We are working on Kodo as we were last week, and we are going to work a little bit on his feet today. How is everyone?
Well, I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking.
We have anybody in the chat yet?
We have a couple people in there. We'll keep an eye out for chat, and whenever you guys are chatting in there, I'll be able to read it for them. And so if you got questions, things you want to ask, go ahead and feel free, and let us know if there's anything else that needs adjusted. But for now, what are we getting started on?
We're getting started on, well, we did half of the face last week, and then I went back and I did a little bit of surgery here, and I'm going to try to repair that this week. And then I'll try to get the other side of the face done. And then I'm also working on this foot down here, and going to start on some armor to build up on this leg. I think we're pretty close to starting with the armor. The toes are going to be a problem because one of his toes, not until I can cut this wire right here, will it be complete 100% accurate or workable.
Oh, you mean that you have to add more clay or something to where the metal goes in the foot?
Yeah. Once we'll reserve that until the very end or close to the end, and then we'll cut and then work on these toes a little bit more. But the toes have to be reasonably close now, so that we can start adding armor up the leg. And we're reasonably close. I mean, it's coming along. I can't wait until we get a little bit further along so we can get some of this armor on him, get his hands done. Those are the challenging portions of the sculpt. These little tight areas that like the toes with the claws coming out. Oh, speaking about claws, during this week I've worked on my logo sculpt. I've changed I've for a lot of time, for many years, I've had a small claw that I used as a logo, and now I've made this. I guess it would be a
up and towards the sculpture to your body. There you go.
It's sort of like a what would you call it, Jeff? A throwing star, maybe, but not really a star. It's throwing something.
Throwing knife.
Throwing knife.
Yes.
Here's the original sculpt, and I did it with Avis epoxy sculpt. So this thing is really it's rock hard.
Animal G says that's dope.
And
yeah, I agree. It's pretty cool.
I polished that sucker up to it's just like glass here on the end.
Yeah, you got this so shiny. It actually looks like plastic. It's pretty wild.
So that was a lot of fun, and you'll see it now on my web page. You'll see it on. I'm going to use it for all my branding.
Very cool.
So during this time of stay at home, I've been rethinking a lot of things and redoing a lot of things. Maybe a little bit too much, but it's keeping me busy. So there is that. The rest of the family says, "Yay, let him stay up there in the room."
Thanks, Animal G. Appreciate the sound check there. Sound quality's good then. Excellent.
We've also added a donate button if you'd like to donate. It's through PayPal, so totally safe. And you'll see it down under our stream, right, Jeff?
Yeah, in the panels. So.
In the panels. I guess that's under the about.
No, it's just directly below right now.
Oh, okay.
In fact, if you just point down like this, with your hands down below you.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Okay, down that way.
Yep. So if you want to screw down there and donate, that would be fantastic. I know some of you had been asking for that option, so depending on who's out there.
And we can we take subscriptions now?
We can always take subscriptions.
Well, that's okay. I'm new to this, as you can tell.
Well, Animal G's asking a question that's related to this. So when we hit 50 followers, that's one of the criteria we have to become affiliate. The other one is a average viewer count of, I think it's only 3. And then I think it's also, we have to stream a certain number of days in a period. So we're working on those. We are very, very, very close to that giveaway. So 50 was our follower goal. And we are at 45. So if you're hanging out with us when we hit 50 and you're in the chat, you could be the recipient of that right there.
Yeah, you could win this. So yeah, and if you have friends that would like to join us, by all means, send them the link.
We've had a lot of people join us recently, so we're putting the word out there. It's really nice.
Thank you very much. It's this is such an exciting technology. I am just, for a long time, computers had kind of lost its luster for me. I'd been in computing for many, many, many years, and kind of lost. It's like nothing new. Nothing exciting. And then I got involved with this broadcasting stuff, and it's like, wow, this is so cool. Especially now. I mean, we can all kind of chat together, and it's just fantastic stuff. Yeah. I'm thrilled about it. I'm very intrigued by it, and keep on learning. That's the secret of all of life. That's what makes it meaningful. I've always been a lifelong learner. I hope you are too. Well, if you're here, you're probably a lifelong learner. I think it's important.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty true.
Probably can't see what I'm doing too clearly down here. I wish we had the ability to zoom in. And we will work on that too. That would be an awesome addition.
Yeah, not really sure how we would do that, but more technology and a third person, I think.
A cameraman.
Yeah. I mean, we could do it, but yeah.
I've been watching some of my friends. I was watching it's Saturday morning. I was watching Paul Vincenti with his he was finishing up a fantasy painting. Very cool. And I've been watching Kiefer and his Cave Geek art. That's pretty cool. And I just there's so much content here. It's just astounding. Friday night, I had the opportunity to hang out with some of my artist friends, Todd Lockwood and Michael Biazik, and his brother Paul and Alan Pinnacle, and who else? Oh, Christopher Burdett. That was awesome. They were doing Artist at the Bar on YouTube and Facebook. That was pretty cool.
Out for us on my Facebook, and then got us out on TT2KB's promotion section, so
cool.
Something actually goes.
I should have posted to my page, my Facebook page. I forgot to do it, but I do have a calendar event thing up and running, so maybe that did it.
Not that I'm seeing.
Might have been something I had to renew.
Well, you can always take a moment and do that. Animal G wants to know how you're doing today.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. I did get into Dragon Con, providing they have it. But so far as I know, they are, and it's a dilemma. It's like, do you go or do you not? Especially for me, I'm in one of the high risk areas. I'm getting up there in age, and I have diabetes, and so those are two risk factors that seem to be that this crazy thing likes. And so I mean, it's a little bit scary, but Dragon Con is one of my favorite cons, and it is one of my best cons. I mean, one of the big ones. So that I earn a lot of money there.
Yeah, it's a really massive one for international as well, isn't it?
Yeah, people fly in from all over the world. They're heavy with a lot of stars. Go to this one. We'll just have to see. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to play it by ear. That's when they're, it's right during the time that they're predicting the second wave of this thing. I hope not, but, well, it is what it is. So I will probably go ahead and get myself ready to go to that. That's at the end of summer, right at September 1, Labor Day weekend. If you've never been, oh my God, it's a crazy, crazy amount of people. Literally over, when you count the parade, which I don't think they're going to have this year, but if you count the parade, which lasts for 2 hours, and the folk that just come as innocent bystanders, it's well over 100,000 people. The official count, I think, is something like 80,000. It's crazy big. Alright, so I've got this thing halfway to my liking here. I guess I should put a few scales on him down onto feet before I start my yeah. Let me paint that with a little bit of lighter fluid.
So I think that was something you talked about on Thursday's stream on Facebook, but you didn't talk about it over here.
Yeah, with this stuff, Monster Clay, it's particularly easy to smooth things with Monster Clay if you use this lighter fluid. It takes away the fingerprints, it takes away, your little fobbles with your tools, makes it nice and smooth, and gets in there. You can get in there with a brush and just paint right between his toes. I can hear him giggling now.
Well, that'd be a sight.
Yeah. Stop it, Kodo.
That's exactly what his voice sounds like.
Really?
It's went with the voice modulator where his voice is like super low.
Oh, okay.
So he sounds like he's down here. So it smooths things out, huh?
Yeah, it smooths things out. It really, it just takes it and just makes it so that, I don't know if you can see that. Can I hold this up? Let's see if I can remember my pattern where I'm at. Let's see, where am I going here?
So look at this one for the live feed over here.
Okay. Oh, then we come back this way. Okay.
Yeah.
You see it?
Sure do.
All right. So that's what we were going for.
Animal G says he wants to hear a deep, high-pitched laugh from Kodo.
A deep laugh. Okay.
So it's the voice modulator with the pitch shift down, but then has a high-pitched voice, so like... I guess it just sounds like Yoda at that point.
Yo.
Pretty sure that's what it would go like.
Yeah. Well, that was my best.
So Animal G, what'd you think of last night's game, by the way? It got pretty wild. It was absolute mayhem and nonsense. It's like one of the weirdest scenes we've had in quite a while.
All I heard from you, Jeff, I was upstairs and I just happened to overhear, "Oh my God, the blood!" So I take it was a fairly violent game.
Yeah, so we were dealing with my character's backstory, which is kind of like, I don't know, Multiplicity plus Westworld. So like there's a bunch of duplicate copies of himself that are all independent and have various information and whatnot. And we've been trying to figure out what they're all about. So we finally track them down, and they've been hunting me. And they sent like basically a crew to try to kidnap me, I guess. But we ended up winning the fight, and we're like, "Yo, quit doing this! Like, why don't we just sit down and talk?" So they're like, "Okay, well, I guess maybe." So we ended up going to this island, and they had this mansion there and this big dinner party for us. And so we sit down and start eating and stuff. He's like unveiling his backstory, trying to fill us in on some details and kind of lay out what he wants to have done. And we get poisoned, but the host is also poisoned and thinks we're the ones that did it.
Oh.
So he gets up and he's like, "Oh my God, you betrayed me, blah blah blah." But it's like there's a lot of other weirdness around this scene. Like there's a bunch of these sentient raccoons that are walking around like playing instruments and making the food, and one of the duplicates of the character is like relieves himself, says he's got to go upstairs, and that was like right before we got poisoned. So we're like, it's probably that guy. And Balrin, Dustin's character, decides as soon as one of us gets poisoned, he gets up and turns into a giant toad, and then tries swallowing the guy who hosted us.
Oh.
And we're like, what are you doing? You know? And so we're like, spit him out. No, we're not against him. And so of course that guy's freaked out now that he's been swallowed, and starts launching spells at us, and they're devastating. And one of the other ones popped out and ran upstairs, and a couple of our guys followed up there and got blown up, and the house caught on fire. And then the raccoons that were playing instruments ended up being a devil and two imps shape-shifted. And so like they went up and started like attacking. The character went upstairs, and so the rest of us are just like, what is happening? And Kodo decides, nope, Balrin screwed this up. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to sit down and have my dinner. So like the house is on fire around him. He's just sitting at the table drinking, his drink and eating his food. The rest of us are going to fight. He's just sitting there. And then we go outside, and there's like a giant cow. Like, "Oh, Animal G, you got ahead? All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you in a little bit." But anyway, the giant cow is like 30 feet tall, and like, and it's filled with these rage raccoons that he's been spewing out at us. And then there are these patrol possums that when you kill them, they drop a stinking cloud that makes you sick. And so it was just mayhem. And the building goes on lockdown. It's like all these windows lock around us and the doors and everything. So I'm trying to go out to like help, but I can't get out of the building. And my character is Skeezer, so he's like this little tiny gnome with like little stick figure limbs, and he looks like a matchstick guy. And I try to break the window with my staff, and I hit it, and it's like ting. So I'm like, nope, not gonna do that. So I polymorphed, and the form that I could take at this level is a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh boy.
So I turned into a Tyrannosaurus Rex, big purple dinosaur, and bust out of the wall and start like running out in the yard and like fighting the cow. So it's like a mini kaiju battle with the T-Rex versus a giant cow. And so that kind of goes on.
Wait,
Well,
a normal-sized T-Rex or a small-sized T-Rex?
it was a normal-sized T-Rex, but you know, Godzilla is way bigger than a T-Rex, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, so like a giant cow and a T-Rex fighting.
I see.
And so that was going on. Balrin had like a fire elemental he cast and was running around like killing people with it. And then Fulcrum and Morgaine were upstairs fighting that devil and having like a music show off with him because he had like a super debilitating spell that he was casting through instruments. So it was pretty hilarious. But during the fight, Morgaine and Fulcrum end up teleporting across to the roof of the barn that's next door, trying to escape. And the devil reveals himself, so he's not a raccoon anymore, but he's this, you know, maniacal dude with like this huge grin on his face. It's like abnormal. And he flies over the roof and just stabs Morgaine and drops him.
Oh.
And then stabs him again while he's on the ground to try to like finish him off. We're like, whoa, that just got serious, you know? So then it was just Fulcrum trying to fly and teleport and carry Morgaine around to safety, and the rest of us trying to like fight off the guys. Meanwhile, Kodo just like casually walks out of the building and starts walking across the grass. He's like looking at us like, nope, not doing it. And just keeps walking away. So Fulcrum like teleports over to him and is like, heal him, save him. He's like, fine. He does a little heal spell and then keeps walking. And then the fight ends up going where the T-Rex like tail slaps one of those possums up through the window. Is like eating the cow and is killing that. And then I just had like really, really lucky dice throughout most of the night. So I ended up like doing a ton of damage. And when the devil guy flew off the barn down to attack the rest of the group, I ended up having the T-Rex grab a hold of him in his mouth and caught him, you know, as he's flying across, and he's just like, just like chewing him up. And Balrin turns into a giant eagle and is like flying into my mouth, fighting the guy. But the guy launches a fireball directly in my mouth, which just does a crazy amount of damage. And then stabs me, and it was enough to like break my concentration on my spell, so I end up turning back into my little tiny form. So like I come to with like this, you know, devil in my, like I'm nibbling on his ankle basically as I'm like laying on the ground. So like I run off, and then he just fireballs us and takes me out, and then he makes a portal to basically hell and steps through and runs away. So that was pretty crazy events last night.
No kidding.
It was a lot of bright colors and crazy, odd things happening. It was fun. It was a good time.
On TT2KB.
Yeah.
I'm getting so I can say that pretty good. TT2KB.
Yeah, it's a mouthful at first, but it's not too bad. But yeah, it was a good time. I had fun with that one. A little shocked we made it. It was looking real bad a few times in there, but
If you just joined us, that is TT2KB's Everstorm, which is where the character comes from, Kodo, which is what I'm doing, or at least I'm attempting to, and that is played every what, Jeff?
that game is every other Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
D&D 5e.
There we go. Yeah, I like the closed captioning had you say EVE instead of D&D, I said.
Oh, D&D 5e. Did it do it that time?
No, it did it right that time. Closed captioning is pretty fun to watch sometimes, though.
Last week we had that con crud, which was translated as Contrad Butt.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Which is funny, because when you just said conch red butt, it came up as contra butt.
Okay. Well, it's probably my Indiana accent. We say things like "warsh." I bet it didn't do that one.
No, it didn't.
Oh, it did it!
It tried to say wash, and then it corrected to warsh. That's hilarious.
That's when you go to war on your laundry. Do we have air laser in here?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was going to say that we have that one, somebody was, Air Laser last week was asking about casting this guy, and we have a little video that we could play. And we might as well go ahead and play that too. If you can get that one going.
Of what?
Of the casting of...
You didn't give me that file ahead of time, so it's not loaded in.
Oh, I didn't.
No, all I've got...
Okay.
I do have some videos, though. So we've got the unpainted Draco Lich. We've got the booth. We got the Dragon Spear video.
Okay. Well.
So which one you want?
You pick, and then tell me what you picked, and then I'll talk.
Okay, so we're going to switch the middle screen out for one of Dad's pieces here. This is the unpainted Draco Lich. So, there you go.
Last summer, I had a bug in my bonnet that I wanted to sculpt a Dracolich, and so I did, and this is pretty much what it ended up being, and I sold it during Gen Con. It's one of a kind, original piece of artwork, and it went bye-bye. And I just really loved doing that piece. Now, I have since done another piece, another Dracolich, a simpler version that I did using my own slither, which I sell these slithers as replicated dragon trophy mounts. And what I did there is I did a little bit of a modification. I opened up his mouth, made him roaring. I cut into the replica and added a detail with sculpting, and then also added a few extra horns, and I cut into his nostrils and everything. It was a lot of fun. And
yeah, that was pretty sweet. Let's see, the next one we got is the Dragon Spear video.
Well, then because like probably a lot of you, I was a big Game of Thrones fan, and I was watching the very first episode of season 8, where Arya, one of my favorite characters, went in and commissioned Gendry to make her a spear, a staff with 2 pointy ends that had the dragon glass that would kill White Walkers. So that never really came about. I don't know what they did there. I don't know. I think they were just kind of like doing a magic trick, so like pay attention here and we're going to do something over here. But I kind of like that idea, and so I took it and ran with it, and what you're looking at is my rendition of Arya's spear.
Very cool. And then we got the video of your booth set up.
This was this year in C2E2.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that con. All of TT2KB's troop was there, and hung out a little bit at my booth, and then they had a panel that they did. You want to talk about that, Joe?
That was really fun. So we did a live panel. So we got to do a show about how to homebrew your games. So not make beer, but actually sit down and make your own stories. And it was really nice. We expected there to be like a handful of people, maybe 2 or 3, some loved ones, and that'd be it. But we came in, and there was a line outside wrapping around the edge of the building. Like, who's this line for? And they're like, oh, this panel. We're like, holy shit. And it went off really well. Levi was our point guy. He's our primary DM, and he led a great panel. We all had some conversations about it, and it was completely packed, full room. Had people waiting outside to get in. So as people came out, they got to slip in. It was really cool. Had a lot of fun with it, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do that again in the future.
Back in my day, we used to have these big cons.
Let's see. Let's replace your Kodo source image with Ego. Let's tell them about that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot of fun. The dragons, we do a lot of dragons, and I'd been kicking around different ideas, and I kind of wanted to do my version of a dragon hatching, and this is what came out. And I wanted to do a little bit of variation on dragon eggs. I have a big egg that opens up, and you can store stuff in it, but this one was just a little dragon that was going to sit on the shelf and entertain as a set there. So this is what we did, but now in order to get this guy, you have to be a Patreon contributor, and I have my Patreon up and running. You can do that, be most appreciative, and then you get exclusive behind the scenes videos. You get in fact, right now you can view the making of Arya's spear, but you also get access to this exclusive art. The only place I'm going to sell little Ego is on Patreon, so that's where he lives, and that's how you can get him.
Hey, Air Laser's here. She just hosted us. Thank you very much. Says she has the little guy ordered.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I'd had that one video for the casting of Sliver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll pull it up next time. Let's see. And then Thursday, you're doing a live stream on Facebook, and you're working on an owl. So we had some owl kind of source material here. So we had this image of the fall or springtime owl here.
Now let me go over there and get that owl, and I'll show you my progress in one session.
Yeah.
I have to redo his feet, that's for sure. But this is the little owl. Let me see if I got. Oh, there we go. But he's going to be kind of a mystical little creature, wizardly looking creature. He'll have a lot of detail on him, so it's going to take me quite a bit of time. I wanted to go with super large eyes, and we just got his general shape and the log that he's sitting on, and then this I'm going to have to come down here and flesh out his talons, because his talons really need to come about right in here somewhere. So that's him, and then the next step is going to be putting feathers on him, and then I'm right in the center. I'm going to do some kind of a Celtic design. So that's Thursday nights at 8 on Facebook.
Yeah, so if you want to check that out, make sure you join your what's it called over there? Is it fans of David Lee Pancake, or is it art of David Lee Pancake?
It is what is the thing? It's art by David Lee Pancake fan page.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. So we're trying to branch out and do a few of these things a week. Depending on how these go, maybe start doing more of them. Earlier you said that's the owl's so cute.
Thank you. I definitely want to do. I think I'm gonna have to pick up the speed on this guy, because I mean, we've been working here for half hour, 40 minutes already, and all I've got is just a little bit of detail done on his toes. So I'm kind of. This is really strange for me. I don't normally work like this, because once I start working on something, I normally just blinders on. That's all I do. Nothing else. However, I can see advantages to this because it allows you to see mistakes and go back and correct. And that's an advantage that I definitely want.
Yeah, so you got some scaling going so far on the feet, looks like.
Yeah, let me see if I can get him up to the camera here. Oh, keep going backwards.
Yeah, look at that. It's coming together pretty nice.
So once that's done, then we get to do the armor. Oh, can't wait. My mind is burning with wanting to skip ahead and get the armor done.
So at what point on the feet are you starting armor?
Well, okay.
Looks like it comes up to a shin there.
Yeah, right there, right here at this ankle point.
Well, I guess not shin, that's yeah.
So the only thing I have to cover with these little scales is this back section here. This back section right here, and this right into where his knee bends, and then a little bit on it, on his inner, on his thigh out here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put some kind of covering for this back here, his calf.
It's crazy how hard that sounds. You know, like ting 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 ting.
Oh yeah, then.
Yeah, that solidified.
This is the advantage of the waxy clay.
Pretty wild.
Oh, let's mention this guy again. We're very close. I think when we started the session, we only had 5 more people to go.
That's right.
To follow us. And so if you want to invite your friends and get them to follow my Twitch page, then we will definitely give that guy away to whoever's in the chat room at that time. We'll do a drawing from among them.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. So it looks like Air Laser's going to go on a walk, so I should be back in a little while.
Okay.
So thanks for stopping in. We'll see you in a little bit. Hopefully you'll see some progress.
So I'm getting fairly comfortable with this tech, Jeff. I think maybe I will do just some midweek sessions with this guy.
Cool.
More laid back, less talk, less instruction, just working as fast as I can to get him done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have to set up your tablet so you can see the chat and pay attention to that a little bit. Get it going. Oh, I see Air Laser is going to be walking around with us in her pocket. So that's
okay, cool.
So you won't be able to see, but you'll be able to hear us.
What's the temperature where you're at?
It's going to be in Celsius up in Canada, so who knows? Give us a number, it won't mean anything. I imagine it's reasonably warm right now, considering how it's been up for us.
Yeah, it's been nice. Yesterday was nice.
Of course, you're saying that because we got the air conditioning plugged in.
Well, yeah, it's pretty warm without it.
So she says it's the equivalent of 59 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy.
A little chilly.
Yeah.
Still nice. What else we got in the chat room? Anybody?
Well, it's been a little bit slow today. So we've got a couple people, looks like, lurking, but Earlies are saying, it's hot outside at 59. Yeah, Canadians in there.
Yeah.
Relative temperatures. Yeah, the view count's a little low today, but it's a nice relaxed sit down and chill stream. I'm sure a lot of people will be watching this in post, some video on demand.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have been watching probably 4 or 5 streams this week for multiple hours, and if you were with us last night, you were up until like 4 a.m. my time, so maybe you're pretty early for us. I know I'm struggling a little bit. Hopefully one of your artist friends will pop in soon. No, I think maybe you could benefit from posting on your Facebook real quick. Get the word out.
Put it up. Pull it up. Well, I don't think I'm logged in on the Google Chrome. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, right there. Type in whatever you want to type in.
Capture in as my almost copied and pasted the wrong thing. Nope, that's not the one. Oh, struggle bus. There we go. What? A little confused with what just happened there.
What did happen?
It claims I shared the wrong link, but let's see what I actually did.
Twitch TV.
Yeah, it's claiming I did the other quote that I was joking about a second ago, which I definitely did not do. But Facebook, you silly bastard. Also, don't even see where that posted.
Yeah, scroll on down.
It's right here. It just showed the wrong caption.
Oh. Oh, that thing. Let's see. Well, that's
it's
the
the right
right-
link. It's
that's the
just
right
it
link.
showed the wrong picture for some reason. Yeah, well, we'll put it there. Wish it would have auto-populated a picture, but it didn't.
Maybe it can't while it's live. I don't know. Or they have some kind of rule or something. Who knows?
Facebook, you silly thing. There it goes.
Oh, we just have to talk about it.
Yeah, just have to do it like 4 times.
They probably heard us. And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, Airlaser reposted us in her Discord, so thank you for that. But apparently she thinks a lot of people are away for the weekend. It's a long weekend and a lot of things are reopening this week, including cottages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing going on right now. I'm sure people have been stir crazy being locked in the house, and people are going out like crazy probably, and hopefully it doesn't lead to the inevitable massive wave of infections. We'll see. But, you know, people getting out and about. Yeah, I'm so lost on what day of the week it is. I know it's Sunday, technically, because of our schedule, but it's like, is there a holiday right now? Is there something I'm forgetting? I don't think there is.
Well, I don't know. If I was going to do this again this week, and work more on Kodo, what do you think what day do you think I should try? So it'll be a solo for me, I guess, because Jeff is doing it'll probably be at night or evening. I don't know, 3 o'clock on.
Yeah, I mean, you could try. I don't know. We don't have enough people on right now to really do any kind of
polling. Yeah.
So maybe we can get the one person and be like, yeah, me at that time. So I don't know. We have to play it around, try some different things. Trying to think of times where you can go on that would be beneficial. Because like it would be nice if we would be able to raid you from one of our shows, but our shows run late.
Yeah, it'd be after 4 o'clock in the morning.
No, I was thinking about Cam's show, but even his is late for you. It starts at 8, actually it starts at 9 our time. Goes for a couple hours, so wouldn't start until like 11 o'clock.
How many people has he been averaging?
Cam does pretty good. Right about 12.
Okay.
I mean, you could go on before him on Tuesday, and then you could do a raid from here over to there. So if you wanted to go at like 7 o'clock, go until 9.
That might be doable.
So that would be Tuesday. Yeah, it's definitely doable. I think at this point, it'd be beneficial to have. It's too bad we can't go the opposite direction, because I think having the audience to dump into your stuff would be good, but dumping your audience into his would be nice too. Like the performance of the stream here, it keeps dipping, so it's like steady, and then it like just plunges to nothing, and then back to steady, solid high numbers.
Yeah, we didn't bring that one router in here.
No, yeah, after the stream we'll have to do that while we actually remember it. Might be because we have the doors shut, so you guys don't have to listen to the air conditioner blowing. Alright, Airlaser. Looks like you're worried about your data. I understand. So just come check in with us later. see who else is hanging out in the chat. Hey, Crazy Ike's here.
Hi, Crazy Ike.
Or he's lurking at least. I see him in the user list. He's been having a real busy time at work, so appreciate any time he's putting out there on showing support. This is his character after all, so
Mm-hmm.
good to see some progress on that, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like watching paint dry. I know, don't say that. I'm just a little slow when it comes to putting on scales and that type of thing. And I want it to look really good, you know? And part of the fun of it is making it look really good. And hopefully I'm headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I think from the stream side of things, because we're focused so heavily, it's a little hard to tell. Maybe I can zoom in on the camera. Let's see, so that's that portion there. Let's see, is this camera going to let me zoom?
I think I tried it last time and it wouldn't let me zoom.
No, it's definitely zooming.
Oh,
Guys,
I must have done something wrong.
let's see, I need to tilt it if we zoom like that. Actually, can you bring him away from the camera? So he's...
Away from the camera, okay. More over here.
Yeah. Maybe just a little bit further. I know it's super uncomfortable for you.
Hmm.
Then we can kind of see the feet with a little bit more detail. Yeah, here we go. But it's not too awkward.
It's a little awkward. But I can survive.
Yeah, I think it helps being actually able to see what the work is. So what's the technique here for people watching?
Pinch off a little bit of clay, put it on the tool, and smash it in. But in order to do this, you have to have your underlying structure correct, or nearly so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the lighter fluid and come over the top, because it doesn't quite doesn't fill in the corners there, and I want it to fill in the corners.
So the lighter fluid again is melting the clay, and then...
Yeah, it's melting the clay a little bit, and this clay is used by, well, I mean, practically everybody. Big in Hollywood as a quick way and a way to get a mold from the clay. It will never set up. Not completely anyway. It will become hard, but this is also, you apply a little heat to it, or if I just smash it a little bit. I can still smash it. That's the most that it's going to do. So, I mean, this would not be good for a one-off. I mean, you just wouldn't do it for a one-off. You could do it and then cast it in bronze through lost wax casting. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but lost wax casting is you make a mold and you fill it with wax. Well, let me back up here. Yeah, you make a silicone mold, you fill it with wax, take that wax image, and then dump it into a slurry of this ceramic mixture that will harden around the wax completely. And then you just keep on dipping, and then letting that dry, dip some more, let it dry. Finally, when you have enough of a shell around the wax, you put the whole thing inside of a kiln and fire it and melt the wax out of the mold.
Oh, that's how it's done. Okay.
So that's why it's called lost wax casting. And then once you have it out of the mold, then you fire up your forge and your smelting pot, and you put the raw bronze into it, and then from that you pour into your mold, and sometimes it cracks, sometimes it just gets really, really warm, and let it cool. Break the mold, break the ceramic from around the bronze, and then you have your bronze. Kind of a fascinating process.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, it sounds like.
Well, it is, yes. And this is why bronze, sculpting in general is going to cost a little bit more because of the processes that takes to get there. Whereas with the canvas, if you're just painting, it's a little easier than all the processes for making art into 3D. And a little cheaper. The 2D art is just, it's not quite as expensive. Because 3D art is time intensive. Hope I didn't offend anybody out there.
Yeah, art takes a long time no matter what the medium, but yeah, there's definitely a few extra steps when you go through the sculpting side of things.
Leonardo da Vinci thought that sculpting was the lesser of the arts. And in a way he's right, in the sense that you do not have to have a knowledge of foreshortening or perspective. What you sculpt is, it's just there as a real image, real thing in the world. So it's a little different. Done both, but I like sculpting. Very enjoyable. I'm starting with bigger scales here, so it's gonna pick up speed here. And we're an hour into it already, bub.
Yeah, I know. Going through quick.
If you join me on Tuesday night, I will talk, but I'm probably going to be a little bit more absorbed in the project. So you'll see, but...
You say that now. We'll see.
Yeah.
Might be a chatterbox. You never know.
That's true. I don't know.
Yeah, it's coming together pretty quick now.
Now we don't really have to go all the way up his shin here.
Yeah, Yeah, we keep saying shin, but that's actually the top of the foot, technically, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at the top of the foot.
It always confuses me when I'm looking at animals like that. The extra bend there is just the actual foot. The heel is up in the air.
It's interesting to me that all animals, I mean, if you look at a fish even, or a whale, especially mammals, the whale, when you look at its fin on the side, it's just a hand that has been modified. The bone structure is the same bones, you know. It's the same structure almost. And then you look at a cat or a dog, same structure. You look at a bat. A bat's wings is actually its arm, and its hand, its fingers going out towards the end of the bat wing. So you'd have.
We're pretty zoomed in. Why don't you do it on the face cam?
On the face cam, so you would have the bat wing in between the fingers and the little thumb, you know, so it flies like this. So it's the same bones, same basic bones, just reused, same design, but put to a much different purpose, that's for sure. We don't fly with our hands.
It'd be pretty wild.
Yeah, it would be. A lot of times I see new artists, and it's okay. I mean, you can experiment, but you're going to find that if you don't obey physics, and if you're not familiar with biology or some form of biology, then you're going to make a creature that will never be accepted as right or real.
So according to the numbers, we got a follow, but I don't have any notification of who it was.
Oh, cool. Well, we're only 4 away now.
Nice. So that puts 46 if that count is accurate. I don't see anywhere in the chat where it comments about it. Nothing in the backlog, so. Looks like. Oh, there it is. Vazadix.
Thank you very much for following.
That was 13 minutes ago, apparently.
Oh, wow. I'm on. Do my little commercial here. 4 more to go. Who is ever in the chat room? When we reach 50 followers, we're going to draw from that group, and this little guy could be yours.
Bring it up and to the left.
Up and to the left.
You're off camera now because it's super zoomed. Put it basically in front of that leg.
Oh, there we go.
There you are. Oh. So thank you for that. Hopefully you're still in the chat somewhere and heard me say it. Doesn't look like it though. But sorry about that. Just didn't get the notification.
Yeah.
So we're 4 away.
Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I see now. But my big fat hands are in the way.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Just a few more on this, and then on the back of his leg there, and I can add the first segment of armor. No, I didn't fall asleep. And come around on this side, and then add a few more here, and then a few on the back side. That's going to be tricky. Still thinking about doing some sculpting in the computer. Only thing is that I'm kind of rusty on that, and I would be doing something that I haven't done for over 10 years, so I'd be relearning some things. But I kind of thought it would be kind of interesting to watch, you know, as somebody learns.
Yeah, which software would you be using?
I'm thinking that I'm going to do Silo.
Silo?
Silo.
Huh.
Silo is a little inexpensive, just really stripped down 3D modeler. And I used it quite a bit back in the day, and now they've revamped it a little bit and made it, they've reinvested in it. Nevercenter.com. So if you haven't heard of it, it's a pretty amazing little piece of software. But I'm not interested in making, you know, full fleshed out animations or anything like that. I'm just interested in making something that I could 3D print.
What would you be trying to make?
I don't know. I'm thinking some miniatures maybe, and maybe some jewelry. It makes it a lot easier to sculpt when you can zoom in on your subject.
Hey, Ernie Coarro is lurking in the chat now. Hello, welcome.
Hey, thanks.
By
the way, if you're lurking in the chat, if you follow the channel, we're only four away from giving away this little guy. We're trying to reach 50 followers.
Yes, we're at 46 right now, so 4 more will get you there.
Yeah. And so as soon as I get this 50, then whoever's in the chat room at the time, that I will do a drawing from that group, and you could win.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us right now, what he's working on is making a bit of fan art for Kodo, who is a Dragonborn Paladin from my gaming group's 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game. So you can see the concept art up on the top left there. That's a piece made by our DM, Levi. And he did all that work by hand and then through Photoshop. And he's got some other unique pieces as well. And my dad here, Dave, who's doing the sculpting, is going to be sculpting all the actual characters from that game. It's going to be pretty cool. And if for any reason you're interested in actually catching some live Dungeons & Dragons, we do that every other Saturday night on another channel called TT2KB, which stands for Tabletop to Keyboard. And you can find that here on Twitch as well.
Then if you just wanted to catch sculpting of a character of a different type, I'm sculpting an owl on Thursday nights on Facebook, and that'll be a different kind of sculpt.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you're new to the channel here, we got a little video of some of Dad's work here. So I'm going to show you the booth from C2E2 when we were still doing conventions, before the coronavirus. So here you go. You can see a lot of his pieces. Obviously, these are completed pieces. But, you can get a sense of how his work kind of comes together. A lot of functional stuff like those door knockers, and got some cool stuff like that egg you're looking at right now, and those jewelry boxes, they all open up.
In the background, you'll see that I have big giant dragon trophy heads, which I'm pretty well known for. I also have something called a vent dragon that has received a lot of attention. Little creatures coming out of a HVAC vent.
Yeah, it'll come up here in the video in a few minutes. Gonna go through all the jewelry pieces. lot of popular ones there with the silver and the pendants and the dragon stones. Here's that vent dragon he was talking about. And up there, if you can see as it's looping back through, you saw those giant trophy heads in the background.
Next week or maybe Tuesday, we will bring one of those heads in.
Yeah.
So you can get a perspective of just how big they are.
Here's one of them unpainted that he did. So I'll show you the unpainted Draco Lich. There you go. So you can see that one's got a lot of lights built into it. There's a lot of detail. This one is really cool looking. You can see that it's got a bit of wiring there. It was sticking out the top. That this is like in the production of it. So you can see that's how he's done the work for the lighting and the eyes and the nostrils and the holes in his neck. It's pretty cool stuff. It's amazing how much detail he gets into over time. And then this is another piece he's done recently. This is the Dragon Spear.
Any questions?
There's actually some videos on his Patreon if you want to see how that spear was put together. Kind of walks you through all the steps. And I believe you said you were going to start making kits that people can do their own.
Yes, I have that up already. So yeah, it's available.
Nice.
The pattern for the spear is downloadable for free. Just go to my store, davidleepancake.com, and to the shop area under cosplay. And it is downloadable for free. And if you want the elements that went into the making of Arya's spear, like for instance the little claws and the emblems of the wolf and the dragon, and the light up tube are also available on my store, but for a price.
Yep. And here's one of the items that you can only get through the Patreon. See the little dragon egg up there in the top left? So that's an exclusive piece. So you can go check that out. Let that sit for a few seconds. Really need to get some of these links and stuff macroed. So I can actually hook you guys up with that. That or we just need to put it in the panels down below, honestly. Which, by the way, if you haven't looked, go check out those panels down below. They've got some details and some ways you can interact there. And let's see. Oh, here's another one. This was Godzilla.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Godzilla.
That he made for actually the motion cap person who actually plays Godzilla.
TJ Storm.
Some pretty wild stuff.
Nice to have a technician that can show you these things while I continue to work.
Well, glad I could be of help.
Tuesday night I won't have that, but we'll still get along.
Yeah, you know, it's not a ton of work. Literally, it's just the way I got to set it up. All I got to do is just click a little eye, and then it goes on, and then go about what you're doing. Go back, turn the eye off. Good to go.
We will give it a whirl. I want to do a little show that would that I could invite a quick form, small time, you know, not long, not the long form, but just a little show that I could invite some artists on, and we could talk a little bit and about their work and see what they are doing.
Well, the chat, who's in the chat didn't indicate it, but apparently Resin Hana, aka Cam, is here. Says he didn't realize the Godzilla Bust was for the mocap actor. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. TJ loved it, and I was very honored. It was just, it wasn't. What I did was with that, I took a piece of plexiglass and I cut the jagged spine out. So the plexiglass was only about 1/8 of an inch thick. And then I put jiggy jaggies in underneath the plexiglass so that I could use a little LED lights and shine up through the frosted end of the plexiglass that I sanded and frosted, and then put epoxy clay around. That was a whole lot of fun to do.
Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and put that video up while you were talking again, so they can actually see what you're saying there.
So his spine lights up, and his mouth lights up. I believe there's some sound on that video that's just a Godzilla scream.
Well, I've got the sound on it muted, but yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not ideal to have blasting right now.
Like, that weird thing.
Pretty sure it's a Wookiee.
Oh, is that a Wookiee?
Yeah. I don't think that's the Godzilla screen. I'm pretty sure that's a Wookiee. Yeah.
Why I am not an actor.
You just gotta play the roles you know. Nailed it.
Okay, just a little bit more. I'm going to add some of the first leggings, or whatever you want to call those, the first part of the armor.
Awesome. Well, welcome back, Animal G. Looks like you got back from where you're at. Yeah, Animal G, we were just talking about that. That picture up there in the top left is Godzilla. And Dad had done that as a commission piece for the motion cap actor who plays the modern Godzillas, TJ Storm. And he was just talking about how he did all the glowing effects and how they were part of the fins and all that stuff. Pretty sweet, huh? Also, we're at 46 followers, so we're 4 away. So you get that many, and then that giveaway happens.
I think I will do the Tuesday night at 7, I think.
Mm-hmm. So 7 Eastern time?
7 Eastern time to for a couple hours anyway.
Yeah, if you go the couple hours, you can go right into the time when the game goes live.
Okay.
Jump into Bardic Knowledge, which will be his music show. Looks like everyone's starting to trickle back in. Everybody's just commenting, pretty neat.
Okay, I'm gonna do some armor. Oh man, I've been waiting for that for a little bit too long.
Alright, so are you going to be working still on that leg area where we're zoomed in, or should I change the camera?
We are going to work on that leg area.
Okay.
Writing my wax is cooled. My clay is cooled, and so it's kind of hard to peel it off of here.
So the big metal contraption you just pulled out that is hard to tell from the camera angle here looks like a clothes ringer, essentially. It's got a handle on the side that you can crank.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And you put your clay into it, and then you do that number to it, and it comes out below. It's like playing Play-Doh.
Alright, so we're going to make some sheets of armor.
So I'm thinking that's a pretty good size right there.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're still there, Laser. I know you've been kind of listening to us, but not necessarily able to watch because you're walking. But, glad you're back.
A little bit of aluminum foil, just so I have a clean surface. And let's see here. Just need to get a little bit of a rough measurement. Alright, so how am I going to do this? I'm going to do this with a clay cutting piece of metal. And I want to give myself a little bit. Sometimes there's little air bubbles that come into this. There we go.
Yeah, Air Laser, you said it's spitting a little bit of rain on you while you're walking. Yeah, that's a good reason to come back in the house. It looks like it's gonna try to rain out here too. Just trying to look out the window. There's a little tiny patch of light out there.
Okay. Oh, I don't think I got those two even, but anyway, we'll try this. That's looking better.
Yeah, of course, Animal G out there in California has got to tell us about his beautiful weather he's having. You and Cam, I swear. Oh, wait, that's not right. You're in New York, you're not in California. I just lump you guys together for some reason.
Alright, so I think about right there, we'll cut there, and about right there. So pull it back off. And now I'll ask you guys, do you think that the armor should have texture, or do you think it should be smooth? What do you think? Should it have a bit of a dimply look?
That's a good question. You're looking at the art that Levi did, it looks like it's like brushed metal a little bit.
So if it was brushed metal, and then that changes it a little bit. So
I mean, it looks like it's got lines through it, right?
Yeah, maybe
little
so.
Tiny, like foil dents kind of things in there.
So, you know, I started. And now that I'm looking at this, this goes down. It doesn't taper up. So, what I mean by that is that the first piece tucks in behind. You know, here's the first piece up here on the shin. And then there's some kind of probably a leather strap or something around there, and then this goes down, covers the next piece, next piece covers it, next piece covers it. However, when you're looking at this and you're comparing it to this, most of the armor, and in here too, is just the opposite. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it shouldn't be the opposite, or should I follow what Levi's done?
Actually, I'm kind of looking at, are they the same on each foot?
Yes, they're the same on each foot. Or they look the same on each foot.
It might be an intentional reversal, but actually it looks like the lead foot is top down, right? Like layer sandwiched on top of, and then the other foot looks like it's reversed. That might be an error.
Well, Levi's not here to tell us, so I don't know.
Crazy Ike, who is the player of Kodo, he says originally his idea. His idea was a dark metal with all the texture of hammer blows present.
Oh.
He likes the idea of dimpled look.
Oh. Well, yeah. That changes things.
Cam's saying the way it's drawn would prevent spikes from the ground getting into your legs.
Yes, you are correct. So we'll keep that. If that's the yeah, we should probably keep that. But we will do the dimpled look. So I got a little tool that's a ball on the end, and I'm just going to hammer it. This won't take long. Just want the random hammer.
Yeah, Resin Hana says dimpled sounds like a good idea too. Sounds cool.
Don't have to do much, just have to do enough to give it that look of hammered metal. Now I'm kind of liking this. This is interesting. You know, if it had been smooth, I would have done it smooth, but less interesting. This gives the artist something to do. Let's see. Where is the camera at? Let's see. Oh boy, that is so difficult to do.
There we go. Let's see if we can get the focus. Come on, camera. See the textures in there. Just it does not want to focus. Can we bring it closer to the camera? There it goes. There it is.
How's that? Is that everyone's liking?
It'll take them a few moments to catch up to us.
Okay.
Time in streaming is always delayed. Yeah, Ike says, yeah, those look great.
Great. That's the way we're going to go. Now, also, we want to, because there's a strap that goes around his leg too, it looks like. So I need to break out my Play-Doh tools. I think I talked about this last week, and now we're going to do something with it.
Yeah, Resin Hana says he loves the dimples.
Cool. There we go. There's that. So what I'm going to do, this is a little useful tool here. It is just a slot, and it goes in the end of this thing, and then you load this guy up with clay and turn the crank, and out comes a little flat band that's going to be part of that. And it looks like there's some kind of thing protecting his flanks or the back part of his heel, which is up in the air on like a dog's heel.
It almost looks like a spike, something just to poke somebody with.
Yeah. Hopefully. Oh man. I don't know if this is. Maybe. It's gotten kind of solid. I need to get my light working again, because if I could keep it under a light, then it would stay soft.
You're talking about the clay?
Yeah, the clay. Just put it under incandescent light and let it.
You want me to reheat it for you?
I think this is okay. We'll get by.
Okay.
How do I heat it? I put it into a microwave for a couple of minutes. A full bucket of this stuff, like 5 pounds of it. It comes in a microwavable bucket, and you can just put it in, the whole thing into a microwave. Okay. Put the cap on. there comes the Play-Doh magic.
I was gonna say, it didn't look like anything was happening for a little bit there.
Squish. Alright. That's all we need right now. Oh, that's more than what we need. Okay.
That's a lot.
Alright, so any kind, you know, like if you're doing belts or anything like that, or just any kind of leather strap. So I'm going to put this strap as part of the detail here, coming around on his ankle here. And cut it off.
Now that tool you just used, is that something you could find online, or is that something you custom made?
Oh, this thing here. You can go to Michael's has it. You can order it on. I'll put an affiliate link, an Amazon affiliate link, and you'll be able to order it through that.
Cool.
I'm hoping, you know, somebody in the audience is going to definitely want to try some sculpting techniques and benefit from all of this in that way. Okay, there's that armor. A little bit too much covering there, though. I wanted to. Let's cut that back a little bit. I want to see his scales on the back of his foot. That looks good. Yeah, and then this side over here, come up. And right there, all right. That's got it. Yeah. Okay, there's piece one of the armor. That's gonna really hurt if he puts his weight on that, but all right, let's get the next piece done. I think I'll do the dimpling before I cut it. Ah, so fun. Yeah, whoever suggested the hammering. Oh, that was Clint, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-mm. Love it. That's really good. Yeah. I always go through these phases, and when I'm doing the daggone work, it's like one part of the phase is like, oh yeah, I'll nail it. No, that's fantastic. And then the next time you see me, it's like, I don't know. Didn't really rock that boat. I saw a cartoon, a Venn diagram of what an artist is, and I kind of agree with it. That's the sad part. It had two bubbles. One bubble was crushing self-doubt, yeah. And the other one was narcissism, and where they intersect, that's where the art lives.
Resonana says he knows that feeling. So that's right. Yeah.
Okay, there's the second piece of armor on. The second, whatever these things are. Damn, that looks good. If I do say so myself. I mean, we're gonna love this. I mean, just doing the whole thing this way is gonna be rockin' piece of. Yeah, that's excuse me. That's really good. I'm trying to keep this PG because my grandchildren are gonna be watching. All right, looks like there's another ankle here. Oh, right there. See, there's the top part that holds it on, and then there's a bottom part that comes around the back of the middle of his foot, actually. So let's put that on before we get too carried away with the rest of this. And it looks like there's 4 of these, so we'll have to get down probably about right there and come around.
Air Laser said she totally forgot you were a grandpa.
It's it's different. It's really different. I enjoy it. Ah, that's the perfect thickness, I think, for this. I am really digging that. Oh, that's awesome. All right, pound some more of this.
Like that the screen does a little shudder. It's like shaking because of the
because of
desk,
me?
I guess. It's funny.
Oh.
It's just real minor. It's like a little earthquake going on.
Now this is probably out of the side of the camera, isn't it?
The top of your tool's tapping. We see that, but we don't see any of the actual work you're doing.
Okay. You have to hit this really lightly. You can't do it very strongly here.
If I can move the camera without making everyone throw up their lunch.
That's okay. Well, we'd have to move it back anyway. Okay, let's see here. Let me cut this again. This clay cutter is really great. It does exactly what it purports to be.
This quay cutter.
The quay cutter?
Except for the autocorrect that time just said the quake uttered.
It just can't get my Indiana accent. It's gonna just give up.
Oh man, some good stuff. Last night's D&D game, we fought a bunch of weird animals that I was describing before. The possums and the giant cow that regurgitated raging raccoons and stuff. And one of the people in our chat was really into possums and critters. He was making a bunch of jokes about it. We got some pretty funny quotes. It's like one of them was about how basically I think it was the possum or the raccoon was all opposable thumbs and titanium.
Oh.
Indestructible. There was a bunch of funny quotes.
Alright. How's that looking, guys? Like it?
Hey, Featherfall Tabletop is watching. Good to see you. Appreciate it, buddy.
Only how many more to go, Jeff, for the giveaway?
4 more follows will get us there.
Come on. Put the shout out.
They might hit it this time, I don't know.
If not, we'll hit it Tuesday night.
Featherfall Tabletop's there waving at us. Good seeing you. Hair Laser suggests you should make the model like a sculpture where you can add your own piece of clothing and art to it. Like a Barbie doll.
Oh, like a Barbie doll, yeah.
Yeah, Crazy Ike is saying it's crazy how fast the things come together once you start adding little details.
Yeah, that's the fun part. That's like, oh my god, that's so fun.
Yeah, it's interesting because it goes from like kind of this basic blobby kind of shape, and then suddenly it's just like, bam, instantly a thing. See, Resonata says it looks great. Still loving the dimpled look. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I gotta be able to zoom in on that a little further, maybe. See, Skeezer thinks that you should, when you make Skeezer, I'm sorry, Airlaser says when you make Skeezer, you should dress him up for different clones. Because there are like, we know of at least 9, there are probably 12 of them. And they all have different kind of variations in like what they wear and what their personalities are.
For a moment there, Jeff, I thought you just started lapsing into a third-person persona.
Yeah. Let's see. Featherfall Tabletop wants to know what your Twitter handle is.
I think it's DK Pancake.
DK Pancake, okay.
I mean, I made some of these when I half knew what I was doing. And I just kind of stuck with it. I mean, Twitter is probably the oldest.
Which is kind of funny when you think about it. But yeah, you're also doing the Instagram, and what else did you say you were on?
I got Instagram, there's a Pinterest, there is, I did a Tumblr for a while, but haven't done much with it. I mean, I don't think anybody has. YouTube. Help me out, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, of course.
Yep, that's a lot of them. Let's see. Airlaser's saying it's okay. She owns a handle for Airlaser pretty much everywhere, but deletes most of the accounts. Keeps them locked away. She says that Tumblr is super toxic, so she left it years ago.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay, I need to regroup here and make some more.
Hey, Featherfall just tweeted you out. Thank you. Much appreciated.
And if you want to donate, there's a donate button down below. It goes straight to PayPal, and that helps me keep on spending time doing things like this. And much appreciated right now.
Yeah, it goes a long way. Getting some eyes on. Gotta hit that affiliate.
Okay, the back part of this, there's two parts really. There is these little diamond things here on the side, and then there's a flange that comes up in the back that covers his heel. See it? Like there? There's the heel covering right there. And a little diamond right there that covers his ankle bone on both sides, looks like. And then there is a Shin Guard that is cut out here. You follow? Let's do the Shin Guard next. Wait, can I do that? Well, no, not technically, because I haven't got any of the little scales. See the scales there on the back of the shin is exposed. There's another leather strap here holding this piece of leather metal on. So there's more of the scales back there. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and do these pieces right here, the diamonds, and that little flange on the back of his. That's what I'm going to do. So these pieces, maybe I'll come down here and do the little triangles. Actually, those pieces probably could be a little thicker than what yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Can you rotate the sculpture towards the camera? So let's see what the front and this side look like. A couple of angles we haven't been able to see. Yeah.
How about I bring it up to the camera?
Bring it down.
Oh, wait. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's mirror imaged or not, but yeah, it looks cool. There we go. Lots of texture going on.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit of surgery on his foot as I held it up there. This is useful because when I held it up there, I saw that there was just a little bit of surgery that I need to bring that shin bone back right there. But I can cut that.
Sorry, Mr. Kodo, you're about to have your shin removed.
Oh, no.
Oh no, Mr. Kodo.
Somehow, what was that thing from Saturday Night Live?
Mr. Bill?
Mr. Bill.
That's what I had in my head right there. That's what I was saying. God, that'd be terrible right about now.
Oh no, Mr. Bill.
Yeah, the image isn't mirrored, but that's because I think I flipped the camera. So like whenever Dad's trying to move things back and forth, it's probably reverse, like actually physically to it. Crazy Ike says, it's fine, it's all fine, which is a reference to the meme he put up last night. It's like while his character was sitting eating food while the house is burning down around him, there was like a meme that's like a cartoon character sitting in a room that's on fire, and he's just like, it's fine. And he's just drinking his coffee, and he just like catches on fire, melting.
Because last week I'd done a lot of things like, are there any questions? Somebody picked up on Tom Hanks when he did S. Pumpkin. Pumpkin when he was trying to scare people. You have to go and watch that. S. Pumpkin.
S. Pumpkin.
It became a meme for quite a while. So it was a Tom Hanks character, he kind of a dorky looking dude, and oh man, I'm not even going to be able to put that on yet. Daggone it. I need to put some more scales on the back of that crazy leg. I'm sorry, Mr. Kodo, but you seem to have an overgrowth of shin here. Here it goes. Oh man, cut. Oh. Whew. That would hurt. You bared it well, sir.
I'm looking up the video. All I see is Tom Hanks wearing a pumpkin suit in like a Halloween special.
Yeah, he tries to scare them, and then every time he does, he goes, "Any questions?"
Wow, that's funny. Let's see. We got some comments going on here. Let's see. Air Laser, love me some Hanks, America's sweetheart. Yep. Levi's here now. He says, shave that shin. He took it like a champ. Air Laser said he isn't a bear, though.
Hey, Levi, take a look here.
David S. Pumpkins is fantastic, Levi says. Yeah, man, that is a ton of detail when you get it up close. You're out of frame right now. Go down.
Oh, okay.
There you go. There you go. Look at that.
All right, Levi, is that all right? Okay, so in order to do the rest of the shin work here, I'm going to have to put some more scales on the back, but that'll go pretty fast, I think.
Says he loves the metal texture. It's fantastic.
Ah, good.
For those of you in the chat who may not know, or people watching in replay, Leviathan 4 is the actual original artist of the concept art that you see up in the top left. So, props to him. This is some fantastically cool stuff.
even though I think most of this will be covered up, I still need to get it on here just in case. That's the story I'm telling myself right now. Just so it looks awesome, you know? That's what I'm going for. Awesome.
They're saying she loves that she sees me in profile on this because she always sees me face on the other shows. Okay. Sure. You can see my long overgrown hair from coronavirus days. I feel like I'm starting to get a mullet going here. Gonna have a rat tail before too long.
I offered to shave Jeff's head.
Yeah. Maybe. Shaving it's one thing, but trying to get an actual legit haircut out of it, I don't think that's gonna work.
My wife wanted me to cut her hair. I said, no thanks. I said, I know when I'm beat.
Yeah, and then she got herself with her own clippers, and I think do-it-yourself haircuts, not recommended unless you're a professional. I wouldn't do.
It's like trying to hold this Kodo up in the camera. That's what it's like to try to cut your own hair. You can't get the direction right.
Let's see, Airlaser says her sister also died and cut her hair for her. Her mom and sister both have. Yeah, that's nice. I'm assuming they have a little experience with that. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know how I just noticed these, but there are two little armature guys, little skeleton dudes sitting next to me.
Yo, yeah.
We did have questions about these on our channel. I don't think he's here right now, but Zombie Decoy was asking about these because he's trying to build his own.
Oh. This is a Ray Harryhausen film now. Like, I'm gonna attack Kodo. Now these come from True Armature, and I've attached a attachment that I can use my threaded. These also come from True Armature. This little gizmo, pretty nice setup. It holds him up while I work on him. But True Armature, you can get all kinds of different scale. This one I'd started work on some time ago with his skeleton mouth. And he's got a little tongue in there and teeth. I might use that sometime down the road. For the there was another character, the elf character. What was his name again?
Technically, there are two elf characters, but are you talking about the pirate-looking guy, or are you talking about the? I guess the only one you would have seen is the pirate one at this point, because the other one has been finished. So yeah, the pirate one is Balrin.
Balrin, yes, that's it, Balrin.
Yeah. The druid, the coast, instigator of almost all total party kill situations.
Yeah, I didn't use that on Kodo because he is a squashed little guy. I mean, he's squashed and thick, and I don't even have him thick enough yet. But I think by the time I get the armor on, he'll thicken up sufficient to look like a monster.
Yep, full member of the Thick Boys Club, from what I understand.
Yeah. Something that Clint and I have in common is that we've been doing the keto diet. I am very proud to tell you that I have lost 30 pounds.
It's pretty serious.
I was just so happy. I mean, and plus the fact that there's lots of criticisms out there, but for a diabetic, the keto diet is one of the best because it gets you away from all of the carbs, which just produce sugar and make your pancreas work overtime trying to produce enough insulin, and your blood sugar never gets in check. Your A1C is all out of whack. But what happens when you go on a keto diet is that, man, your A1C just plummets, and it's a pretty good thing. You don't feel hungry. You don't feel like you're being cheated out of food. There's certain foods that I crave. Yeah, I mean, hell, we all do that. But overall, it has just worked out marvelous for me.
Yeah, your laser says, "Wow, that's crazy! Congrats." Is that coupled with exercise?
Yes, coupled with exercise. Jeff has had me on the bike since, well, December, I think, 1st of December, and I ride that stupid bike every day for at least 15 minutes, and if not more. It's a recumbent exercise bike. So just great. That's what I say. Just great.
Levi's saying he loves that bike. Yeah, that thing is the devil. Type says, "That's awesome. Nice job. Thumbs up." Oh, what a nice son. Yeah, it is nice. I get to stand around and lash a whip. Whoosh. Yo, get back on the bike.
Well, he.
Stop off out of me.
Yeah, it's been because he was concerned. I was concerned when I went into the doc, and the doc goes, "Hey, you're going to end up injecting yourself every day." Like, I don't like that plan. Let's go to plan B. What's plan B?
Exercise and diet? No.
Damn it!
No, Air Laser. I don't own a bike, but they had the exercise bike here. It just had a lot of other uses besides being exercise, like I don't know, a storage rack, dust collector, clothing was draped on it. That kind of stuff.
It was great for those things. I went to Walmart. Was it yesterday? Yeah. When you went to Walmart yesterday thinking, it'd be nice to have a real bike that I could ride outside. And had my mask on. Look, most of Indiana doesn't believe in masks. But I had my mask on and walked in so disappointed because it looked like locusts had just devoured everything there. There was no adult bikes whatsoever.
So believe it or not, we are actually at our 5 o'clock stop point.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Man, that came around faster than I thought.
Sure did. Details take some time. But,
but
boy, do they look good.
Yeah, I'm really digging this. This is going to be awesome. So I'm gonna say Tuesday night we're gonna come back and plow ahead and get some things done here. And man, maybe in the meantime I'm gonna do some little toenails for him. Mm-hmm. And I'll do those out of this Avis epoxy sculpt, so those will be really hard and I won't be able to mess them up while I'm working on other things.
Yeah, I think it would make sense to do some detail work between now and the next show and just kind of get you up to a new thing that you're building.
I mean, guys, covering his butt with scales is not going to be that entertaining. So I think what I'll do is I will work a little bit more on covering his butt with scales, but I will save the armor for you guys, and we'll do it Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time. I will be here.
Yep, so that'll be 2 hours before Bardic Knowledge on Tabletop to Keyboard. So you'll be able to go straight from this into that, and hopefully I'll keep you entertained. So we're going to keep doing this weekly, every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll run for 2 hours. Let's see, let me pull up some of your links. Be sure to check down below in the panels. We need to be updating those links for you.
Yeah.
But let's see, David Lee Pancake is one of the links I want to make. Here is a link to get to David's store, and I will let you buy some of his wonderful art, or at least take a little scout about. And then we've got which one am I thinking? Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon.
Grab that crazy link
because that's where you can get that little ego. I like that little ego.
Mm-hmm. And then Facebook. What are you called on Facebook again?
I should know these things.
Art by David Lee Pancake fan page.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. Or just facebook.com/David Lee Pancake. That's what it is.
See if that link works for you guys. So if you go there, he does another stream for the Facebook people, and that one is, what night are we doing that again? Is that
Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah. So this upcoming Thursday, let's see, that puts you then. I might have to bounce out in the middle of that because we're doing a live stream on our other channel of Shadowrun.
Okay.
So we'll set you up. Boy, that's gonna be an interesting situation. We'll figure out how that's gonna work next week with the bandwidth. But we'll get that rolling, and I think that's.
Well, we have gig internet here, so fiber optics too. You know, so I went whole hog on that.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes, because I think I will end up having to stream that one, or Dustin will, one of the two of us.
Okay.
But at any rate, this show has a lot less plugs to make. This is crazy. We really appreciate you guys that came out and watched.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hope to see you again soon in the future, and we'll have some more cool stuff for you. So, have a good night, or afternoon, whatever it is. Ta-ta.